the title despite the back injury that she had. Hopefully she won't be out on the DL for a significant amount of time, and she will be back sooner than what Finn Balor or other names who may have ended up on the DL that I'm probably unaware of from SummerSlam this year. Was not really happy with the conclusion of that match because preferably heading into the match, I was hoping that Sasha Banks was going to retain, and we would have seen Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax starting the feud in a program less than 24 hours after SummerSlam, because my prediction for Sasha Banks versus Charlotte in the first ever pay-per-view match was Sasha was going to win one over on Charlotte, handing Charlotte her first pay-per-view loss, going into which she was 11-0 on pay-per-view. That was a decisive statistic that really stood out, but I was hoping Sasha was going to win one over, and we were going to see Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax. Instead, we saw Bayley versus Dana Brooke in what was an impressive debut, so the only good thing to happen out of the fallout of Sasha Banks versus Charlotte was Bayley's debut, and possibly Bayley versus Charlotte in a championship match for the first time ever at the Clash of Champions pay-per-view. Give me your thoughts on the fallout of SummerSlam. I know Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton had to have pissed you off just as much as it pissed me off, and who can blame me for being frustrated on the fallout of matches like Randy Orton versus Brock Lesnar. 15 years. We waited 15 fucking years to see Brock Lesnar get a TKO victory over Randy Orton. You have got to be joking. Out of 2 championship matches, Dean Ambrose retains. In an awful match with Dolph Ziggler and Dean Ambrose, and the match between Finn Balor and Seth Rollins, a show stealer from my estimation. An incredible match. I was just really pissed off over how Finn Balor had to forfeit the title less than 24 hours after becoming champion because of his shoulder being knocked into place. He popped his shoulder back into place. How about a round of applause and a show of respect from every wrestling fan who ever said they were a fan of professional wrestling for Finn Balor? He popped his shoulder back into place, finished the match. A lot of people wouldn't have the courage to do that. The match would have just stopped in the way Randy Orton versus Brock Lesnar was stopped by the doctors and the officials. But Finn Balor didn't want his championship match to be remembered as a match that had to be stopped because of injury. He popped it back into place. He even made appearances on Good Morning America with several other superstars. He went across the pond, but the pain got progressively worse, as reported by WWE.com, as a lot of situations from the fallout of SummerSlam were, like the Dudley Boys saying goodbye. Of course, Finn Balor had to undergo surgery. He did earlier this week. Apparently, it was reported later on that it was a successful surgery at that. So we're just waiting it out now for Finn Balor to return, and hopefully when he returns, he will capitalize on the opportunity to once again become Universal Champion and take on whoever the champion is, which we determined coming up in Texas this Monday. We're going to see a Fatal 4-Way match between Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Big Cass, and Kevin Owens. Who's going to win that match? The first pinfall or submission in this match will secure a new Universal Champion, the second in history of that championship. And I know that Stephanie and Mick Foley are looking forward to this match. The commissioner and GM of Monday Night Raw are really excited about it. I am really excited about Monday Night Raw coming up this Monday, and I will definitely break that down for you when it happens. Really pleased with the formats of both Raw and SmackDown in the fall of the draft, and for the first ever co-promoted pay-per-view by Raw and SmackDown, where both shows came together. It was a decent show, but it did leave out a lot left to be desired. It wasn't the best SummerSlam, like I mentioned here at the top of the show, that I've seen in 30 years, and I'm rating it 3 out of 5 stars. I won't go as low as 2 out of 5 because that would just be disrespect for the history of SummerSlam in 2017, celebrating the 30th anniversary of SummerSlam, and hopefully it'll be a better SummerSlam than what we saw this year. Even last year's SummerSlam in 2015 was ultimately better SummerSlam than this year's, and I can think about so many SummerSlams throughout the years that have been better than this one. SummerSlam 2015, just last year, Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker with the chokeout victory by The Undertaker to Brock Lesnar. Then we had SummerSlam in 2005, Hulk Hogan and Shawn Michaels. SummerSlam 2002, Brock Lesnar's debut as champion less than 5 months within his arrival, undefeated, unbeaten by pinfall or submission. He becomes the WWE champion for the first time ever, goes on to hold it until Survivor Series. So many incredible moments. From SummerSlam 2004, Randy Orton becoming the youngest champion in history just 2 years after Brock Lesnar became the youngest champion in history. Randy Orton beats him out. So there have been far more significant SummerSlams than what we have seen. I guess we're just going to have to take it for what it was worth. I know it probably pissed you off as much, if not more, as it did myself, and I'm inviting you. That's why I'm inviting you to get in on the conversation. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm your host, Jonathan Clarke, and I will talk to you again next week. It has been a whole lot of fun.
HEW Entertainment Radio is a production of HEW Entertainment on their official website and broadcasts on social media. You can join the conversation on our Facebook page at HEW Entertainment, follow us on our show on Twitter at Jonathan Clarke1, and watch us on our YouTube channel at Jonathan Clarke 22. Hosted and produced by Jonathan Clarke out of Canada. If you have any questions on our radio broadcast, you can email us at jonathanclarke2005 at hotmail.com. Thank you for listening.